Hello to all geek enthusiasts and nerd aficionados. Mess 5150 here, and we are ready to preach on Preacher. We're going to talk about the Preacher season finale. It's been a long 13 weeks of watching this, from the amazingness that happened on the first episode to some great stuff in the middle to a pretty crazy ending.
You know.
So before we get into it, let's talk about who's on the cast to talk about this week's episode. We've got me hosting. We've got our co-host back with his nice little collar on, Mr. Beacon.
I've been using Genesis so much, my voice is going out on me. So sorry, people. I've been running amok for the last 8 or 9 weeks. So now that it's not working anymore, I'm back. Yeah, it was fun though. It was a fun ride.
I have been asking for that caller back for the last few weeks, so
yeah,
good on
we've been needing it. So we're glad that you're back. We also have, to my left or right, depending on how the flip around goes on this screen, I see Zorro. How's it going?
What's going on, guys? I've made myself a drink to deal with this episode.
If you guys saw my comments on this episode, yeah. And we also have our knower of nothing in terms of comic book versus show on Preacher, so probably doesn't think it's as bad of an episode as some people will.
The Jon Snow of Preacher.
I clearly I must be missing something, and that's why you guys are so upset. But all I have to ask is, how long was Hoover in that dang shower? I mean, that was seriously
long enough to need most moisturizer. So
he had to
moisturize.
deflate the airbed first.
Okay.
It was ashy. He had to get the elbows.
Because I'm like, he went in that shower close to the beginning of the episode and didn't come out till the very end. So,
Super, there are things that guys do in the shower sometimes that we can't really talk about right now.
And clearly y'all do it in the living room too, according to the vampire.
And
welcome, Robert. Welcome to Robert in the chat channel. What up, Robert?
Nice.
Good to have you back. I'm back. You're back. We're all back.
And I want to thank everybody that's joining us here on the Malice Corp YouTube channel. This is our MaliceCast TV talk that we do on a regular basis, but we do have a website as well that we write for called Malice Corp, malice-corp.com. Make sure you guys check out the website and check out the articles that we write. And if you're interested in writing about anything, all things nerd, something that you have a topic that you really want to write about, we are looking for writers right now. So go ahead and hit us up in the comments below, or check out the website. You can leave comments there saying if you're interested, or you can even email me at mess5150@aol.com. Yeah. So it's the only one I didn't already have a path to in terms of email. So
it doesn't get nerdier than AOL, people.
Exactly. And we want some nerds to come be on board with us and enjoy this stuff. So to all the new people that have subscribed recently, we're up to 138 subscribers. Thank you. Welcome. I don't know if your name will be up there yet, but go and check out the scrolling bar. We do put all our subscribers up at the top, and it's a great thank you to everybody that supports us and helps us out. So let's get into the episode.
Let's.
Beacon, since you haven't been here for a while, what was your favorite moment of the episode this week?
Cassidy crack dreams, for sure. Cassidy having crack dreams. That was amazing.
That was wild.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that for now. Go ahead. Next.
Super Hoovian?
For just kind of sheer weirdness and kind of a funny moment when Tulip knocks out the cashier and steals the money and tries to give it to the pregnant lady, or not the pregnant lady, but the lady with the baby, and she runs off and she's like, what, like I'm the bad guy?
No, I'm the bad person. Yeah.
I just thought that was so random, and so, her character just being done with everything. Like, she's even angry that the lady won't take the money that she stole out of the cash register from her.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta go personally with the death of Dennis.
Oh,
been waiting for that. Douchey little 80-year-old.
Finally, yes, finally. That's what I wrote down, was finally Dennis is dead. So.
It's like, what did he say? He was like, "Can you be good, Papa?"
He called him out on his called him out. and he knew, so he can't have anybody calling him out. So he, way different way of killing a vampire than happened in the comics when he killed the vampire that was dealt with. I mean, same kind of death, but reasoning. My favorite moment by far was the line of the night in my eyes, and that was Malcolm walking out of the shower.
Hoover, yeah.
That's the greatest.
And just saying, you're out of moisturizer, and then seeing Tulip looking at him and just being like, bitch.
Like in the towel. Just like
so
Featherstone's still like, well, I've got a long way to go still.
Malcolm Barrett, I don't know if you're watching this yet. You probably should be with as much interaction as you have with us on Twitter. Dude, yes.
I did quote that on Twitter because I'm like, in the awkward entrance of the season goes to Hoover. Hoover strikes again with the.
It was so good.
And if you're joining us in the chat room, Robert or anybody else, if you've watched the episode, I think Robert's watched it yet, so we're spoiling everything for him. But if you had a favorite scene, please let us know what it was, and we'll chime off on that.
Just so everybody knows, we'll chime in, not chime off. But Robert doesn't watch the show until after he watches our show. That's how he rolls. So he watches us first, and then he goes and watches the show. So,
well, it's important to know what to expect.
Yeah, and to know whether it ties to the comics or not, I guess. So, so let's talk about some of the major scenes before we get into the hate, because I know hate's going to come with some of this stuff for the comic fans of the show. So we started out. We saw Jesse again as a young man for the first time. Since being put into the coffin. Clearly it's a couple years longer because he's a little bit older, and he is running things for Angelville in terms of parking. And
I wanted to ask you, Mess. He was drinking very specifically, like they focused on it, Diamond Label beer.
Diamond Label.
I don't remember that being a thing specifically from the comics. Do you remember that?
I wrote that down though, but
it was a lager.
Yeah, the one thing I did take into account was the first lady he talked to about her cat, Dusty, her Dusty Pussycat that was missing. So
yes.
that little joke was thrown in there. So
is that have reverence or something? Because I thought it was just a throwaway.
No, that was specifically, I believe, a little just to the people that catch this and have that type of mindset.
Just a little Rogan wordplay.
Yeah.
I get it now. I didn't get it then. I didn't either. I was too in awe of the awkward haircut that they gave that poor boy playing young Jesse.
Well, let's beyond the awkward haircut. What about him dressed like Colonel Sanders?
He was like so young, and he did. He looked like Colonel Sanders as a little boy.
He did have a thing with chickens, so.
So,
no.
What did you guys think of the scene? Because this is our first.
One of the things that my wife said was, she goes, young Jesse looks bigger than old Jesse. And I was like, or maybe he just didn't grow at all.
Just physical size?
Yeah, physical size. They look about the same.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I actually was kind of thinking that was decent casting, because they had kind of the same eyebrows. I could definitely see where that kid would grow up to be Jesse Custer, rather than
all
Jesse
about
Long.
the eyebrows.
Well, come on, they were very similar. And the disdain for chickens, of course.
Asking somebody that doesn't know about the show, Super Hoovian, what did you think about the interaction with for the first time hearing TC's name, which was one of the uncles, and Jody, who we've been seeing the arm of for quite a while with the angel tattoo on him. What did you think about that interaction?
It was, I mean, you're definitely running scams out there in the Angelville with the parking and but there's still something weird going on, because, they knew that he was hiding stuff, hiding wallets, I don't know if that's intuition. I don't know if that's, mysticism or whatever cockamamie stuff you want to throw out there, but it was the straw that broke his back, I guess, because he takes off, he leaves after that. And
he doesn't leave. No,
he doesn't leave.
He ran back to the house. to get the chicken
is that where it's
resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the whole circle of the episode. Is it starts off with the resurrection of the chicken, and then it ends with them taking Tulip the same. Yeah.
Was he carrying the chicken, and I just didn't catch that?
It was in the backpack.
He had a backpack.
Yeah. Oh, okay. See, I didn't catch that. I thought he was just running off, like, oh my god, like I've killed the chicken, I gotta go. Like, no. All right. Well, that makes a whole lot more sense.
It brings the whole episode back around. Yeah.
Yes.
Which is so that. The one thing that I wrote about that episode was you don't see anything of Jody except his arm yet again.
Yeah.
And that dude even has grimy nails. Like he has the nails of a jerk.
Yeah.
Jerk nails.
And the thing about this is I want to point in on a little bit of comic book history on this thing. So TC and Jody, TC is the hickiest of hicks that you can think of. I mean, he is the utter redneck. And the way that they're playing both these, Jody is he is a badass. Jody is very, very much so. But they are both very, very good old boys type of things. And I'm not getting that characterization just from the looks and stuff. I'm really hoping that we get that. Do you guys think that they're going to be becoming a more demeanor, like just meaner guys that aren't very, very hickish, or do you think that's something that they'll stay to?
They haven't,
based off what you're seeing.
I think they're absolutely going to be full on hicks.
Yeah, they haven't seemed to shy away from playing up stereotypes in any way, shape, or form. So I don't see why they would go away from going on full hick.
And the definitely the creep factor is coming through, and seeing Jesse's reaction to them, and the intimidation that he's getting from them. So I think they're doing a good job with that part of it. Like you said, and if you're interested in checking out the differences, especially now that the season's over, great time to get into the comic books. And if you want to do that, go to our website, malice-corp.com, click on one of our Amazon links, and you can actually purchase the trade paperbacks through Amazon, and it actually helps us out. And you get a chance to catch up on what Mest has been talking about and what Icy Zorro's been talking about, which is this difference, the dichotomy between the comics and what we're seeing now with AMC, because they are very different in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
Now they are, yeah. So we talked about that Jesse he stomped on a chicken, broke its back or whatever. He killed the chicken.
Yeah.
And felt bad, took it to his grandmother, and he wanted her to resurrect it. Which her line in that scene was, "Everything has a price." Because what do you think the price was for the chicken?
For the chicken?
Mm-hmm. I just want to get your thought and your opinion on that. I threw you for a loop. Did anybody else have an idea?
Well, and at that point, is his dad dead at that point?
Yes. That's what I was wondering. Okay. Yeah. We're assuming.
I don't know where the timeline is right now with him being.
We're assuming he's dead because he looks older.
That version of Jesse is a good 2 to 3 years older than when his dad got killed.
Right. So then I don't know. I don't know what the price for the chicken is.
Huh.
So, and I just wanted to get thoughts from somebody that didn't read the comics. What do you think, Icy?
I think it's just control. It's a more tight. It's a tighter degree of control. I mean, she's already running his life from morning to night, but I'm sure she made him do something humiliating or whatever. Just, she had to make him do something in order to do something for him.
Like maybe spending time in the box.
Well, I have a theory. And welcome Jason Lee to the chat. So as we know in the comic books, he is forced into being a preacher by his family. So I'm wondering if that's part of the cost, is that now we're going to force you onto that path. No drinking, no smoking,
It's a good theory, especially considering that he was wearing all white with a black tie, and throughout the rest of the show he's wearing all black with a white
collar.
Yeah.
Good catch on that. Didn't think about it that way.
Yeah. Interesting.
So he went from being a cotton farmer to
You're wrong, Colonel Sanders.
to a funeral director,
got tired of running his chicken franchises.
I guess so.
So
that day.
So we get our next scene, major scene. We go back to the modern time of Jesse. Jesse's still with Air Star. They are moving into actually showing that he's the Messiah, and we go into a Catholic school, Catholic school to do it with videotaping him giving a speech where he's going to use the power on an iPhone.
With a tripod.
With a tripod, yeah. That's a crazy setup for an iPhone. So, favorite scenes, favorite moments from this.
Just watching him not rely on Genesis. Obviously, it wasn't working, and just seeing him fight, hand to hand was, I don't know, it was cool. I mean, I know they. Yeah, we haven't seen that for a while. And I know that the fight was staged for him to win, so it probably wasn't as epic as it could have been, but
it didn't look like those guys were pulling punches. Like, it looked like they were fighting back pretty hard. I'm not sure that they knew it was set up. I'm pretty sure that Air Star set it up for him to use Genesis. And
right. And then it failed.
A question that I had, did we hear the crackle noise again when Genesis failed?
Yeah.
Very bad.
Big time.
Worse than ever before.
Yeah. And later in the episode when Air Star is like, well, you can leave, but if you want your soul back, bye. And I think that's sort of leading into our theory that the fact that they have control of part of his soul is the reason that the thing is not working correctly.
When you think about it, Genesis is in its adolescent years, so it's going through some changes.
Maybe it's just rebelling, or the voice is cracking.
No, guys. The absolute best part of that scene was the end, and Air Star saying that was all great except for the youth that defecated on my shoe.
Yeah,
that was the best.
That's just so Air Star.
I really enjoyed the fact. I enjoyed the look on Jesse's face when he shot those guys a bunch of times and realized, oh, these are blanks.
So see, I thought Jesse was in on it at first because the very first thing that we get from them is him going sorry and the guy going, no, it's okay. So I thought he was already telling him, sorry, I'm going to be kicking your ass later. Like, no, it's okay. But did you guys see why he was saying sorry to the janitor before?
Because he bumped into him.
The janitor bumped into him, or he bumped him. Yeah.
I didn't see that. I looked away for a second. So sorry. I personally think the best moment in that before the fight even started was Jesse reading the script and saying lesbianism and looking at Air Star. So
he had so clearly written a speech that he was very proud of that Jesse's not going to be able to get behind. Like, he doesn't know who he is at all.
Nope.
Well, and on top of that, I love that he wrote lesbianism in there when Air Star has enjoyed homosexual sex earlier in this season. So
not voluntarily,
but after the fact, it was
one that was revealed where he was thinking of Jesse while it was going on. I mean, that actually might have been the most awkward. Maybe taking Hoovers from the shower, that might have been the most awkward line. Like, I had this happen to me the other night, but I thought of you the whole time, and it's like
the missing piece.
And to that, this is one thing I do ask, and I don't want it to become another Wonder Years situation. Guys, have the rights to these songs and get us a soundtrack to these seasons, because they're doing a really good job of getting fantastic music, and that's what happened with Wonder Years. They never got the rights to the stuff, so they can never release the DVDs or anything because
and I think that if anybody has the rights to the one song, I can't remember what it was, but it was from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So I'm going to guess that Disney got some ties to that.
Yeah, Hallelujah was
yeah, that was great.
But I do want to say
Sweet Lord.
Sweet Lord.
Sweet.
Yeah. But I do want to say they dropped the ball immensely, because when I saw the title of the episode, The End of the Road, I was expecting to hear some Boyz II Men at some point in this.
Although yeah,
I think if that had been on the radio as they were driving at the very end, and then they turn it off, like that would have been
hilarious.
just long enough to not have to pay the rights.
Right. 7 seconds. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Was it the end of the school scene, or maybe the plane scene, where Jesse says, "I didn't sign up for this shit," and their star goes, "Spoken like a true messiah."
Yes, that was the end of that scene. Yeah, that's one of the
Good
great lines from the episode. Then we get into morose Cassidy for pretty much most of the episode.
Why is he so salty?
Yeah, that's
Well,
thinkings on all this, guys. I have stuff to talk about that tie to the comics, but I really want your thoughts on.
well,
What do you think, Super?
he's finally discovered, or it has to admit, like, there's no hiding it anymore, that his son is depraved and, killing and keeping women's underwear to do what with, I don't know. But all those bloody clothes that he finds, the writing's on the wall at this point. There's, which is why he does go into the crack and smoking. And I mean, it's coming from a father's point of view. He knows that he messed up, and he knows that he has to do something he didn't want to do, and it probably would have just been better to let Dennis die.
Okay. What about your thoughts, Beacon?
Yeah, I do. I think I agree mostly with that. But the underwear part was actually, he was sorting the laundry.
Yeah, I had a question about
That's
that as well.
Tulip's underwear.
Oh, that's Tulip's
yeah.
underwear.
I was wondering about that.
And that's why he set it aside. So that's why later on in the episode, Dennis Holt is playing around with it, because
is that why he said, "Can you be a good boy"?
Yes, because he's thrown it right back into Cass's face.
Oh, geez, I thought that was the hooker's underwear that he.
No,
on the first watch, at first blush, that's what I thought as well. Especially because after Cassidy watches Les Enfants du Sang, the little video of all the killing and stuff, he picks up the underwear and then looks at them and hears the screaming voices of all the people from that video, and I was like, wait, was that underwear from somebody? Nope. Wait, that's Tulip's.
And I think that's the tie. That's the tie-in to what Dennis can't control is his actual like bloodlust, and it's very different from what Cassidy can't control,
which is its actual lust.
Yeah.
Right? His physical lust, not bloodlust, but
right,
drugs and sex, and really drugs and Tulip.
I don't think he wants to control the drugs part. I don't think he actually wants to control the lust
part.
No,
he uses the drugs parts to compensate for.
Well, in his dream, it was medicinal crack. So.
As you do.
True.
Two tie-ins to the comics in that scene from when he's looking at the underwear and stuff like that. Number one, Les Enfants des Sang is the fake vampires in New Orleans that he comes across in the offshoot comic of Just Cassidy, where he does come across the real vampire and stuff like that. So that is the name of the fake coven.
I'm pretty sure you meant Les Enfants du Sang.
Well, you have to but yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of screaming and stuff, but they're talking about joining the night and stuff like that. So it's people acting like they're vampires and probably doing some pretty sadistic things on video and stuff. So hopefully not as bad as
in any story involving vampires, whenever they meet wannabe vampires, it's always amusing.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly. The other major tie into the comics, this is foreshadowing on Cassidy's past like no other in this scene. The way he's thinking, the sounds he's hearing in his head and stuff like that. Cassidy has some major demons in the closet that he's dealt with by trying to use alcohol and drugs and whatnot to cover up.
Well, and it's been alluded to in the past with, I mean, he's said it to Jesse, like, you don't know where I've been, Padre. You don't know the things I've done. And there's been allusions to it, but yeah, you're right. We're starting to get deeper into that, what exactly his full backstory is. And hopefully we get a little bit of that next season. Obviously we're going to get Angelville, but that's where it's gone. But hopefully we get a little dichotomy of getting, I used that word twice today, of Cassidy along with Jesse at the same time. That's
SAT word score high. I'm hoping we get into the whole immigrant Brooklyn backstory kind of thing at some point, because I found that really interesting in the comics. Yeah, the original family that he had and how that fell apart.
Yeah, because of how much of a douche he can be. So, but I see. What's your thoughts on we get this thing that is a dream the second that Tulip says, "Oh, we're gonna have sex more times because that's what you want," when she walks in on him.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, I think it was in the dream portion where she had the line that I wrote down. He's like, "Yeah, I'm having a bad time," and she goes, "Yeah, I'm too, but I'm not gonna mope around smoking crack about it."
Right.
That's such a great line.
Yeah.
As soon
Words
as
to live by.
I'm
Hashtag words to live by.
I'm just not going to smoke crack about it. Yeah. Or
that's good advice.
to die by.
Crack is bad, kids.
Crack
Don't
is
do
whack. Crack is whack.
Yes.
As soon as she sat down next to him and started inching up closer in the bed, I was like, oh, this isn't real.
Yeah, this isn't real. Yeah, that's right. Right as she sat down and was just like, she had the line, "Oh, we're gonna let whatever happens between us happen," and I was like, "Oh, come on!" Like, just when I thought it was real, it was, because there's no way that she would never say anything that ridiculously sappy.
Yeah, I think if I were to, I know we're gonna get here at some point, but if I were to say the most disappointing for me is the direction that they've gone with Tulip's character. And I do like that that didn't actually happen, but even the distance that's become between her and Jesse really bothers me compared to what we see in the original source material, which, by the way, if you're in the San Marcos area, you should definitely check out Sky High Comics because they'll get you those trade paperbacks as well. So if you want to get them in person and not go through Amazon, Sky High Comics is your place. What do you think, Best?
I think you should go to Sky High Comics, but I don't like the twist that they're doing with Cassidy, where it's more of a bloodlust thing that they're making it when they're making it like he was satisfied by biting her neck and feeding of her. That's never
I didn't like
in
that
the comic been what
I think that felt more like I've lost all control. And we already knew it was a fantasy at that point. So it was this is what I'm scared might happen if I let myself go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That could be.
And it's foreshadowing to what almost happens at the end too, in a weird way. So
yeah, exactly. But let's before we jump to the other two characters that happened that I think was a fantastic scene. Let's just continue here in New Orleans with what happened, and then we'll jump to Limbo and Purgatory and stuff like that. So we do get into the scene with Cassidy being called out by Dennis that Cassidy essentially, Dennis is calling out that Cassidy is essentially a much more evil person than Cassidy even thinks Dennis could ever be.
Has Dennis learned English at this point, or did he always know it?
I think he always knew it. He knew some of it, but he just
didn't want to say it because he hated his dad.
What a douche.
Yeah. So, a storyline that's been drug on and on and on with Dennis. We finally get the whole reason that he was there was just so Cassidy could snap and push him out a window and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Can you be a good boy? Can you be a good boy?
No. Can you be a good boy, Papa?
I'm gonna, for as much as I got tired of the character, I will give the actor props because he played that character very, very well. I don't know who the actor's name is, but he did it well. I mean, he played that part very well. So
I'm glad it's over, and I think we should move on, just like they did.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing scene. I mean, I loved the cinematography again. You get him bursting into flames, and Cassidy's got those curtains drawn as close as he can, keeping him from coming into the house, man.
No, what was he saying? What was Cassidy saying as he held him there? He was saying something. I don't remember what he was saying.
I know. I think he just said, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, I know, son. I know.
Like, it'll be over soon.
The one thing that I thought of really quickly when he pushed him out the window was all the 100 SPF sunscreen that Tulip had just bought for Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a vampire, why do you not go around slathered in that at all times?
Well, exactly. Yeah, it was just basically the same thing as taking a pillow and putting it over somebody and being like, I know, So he did the same type of thing, but it was
brutally. Yeah.
It had to be done on a personal level and a storyline level.
Yeah.
It had to be done on a storyline level. It just never should have gotten to that point. On a personal level.
Yeah.
So we finish up in this major thing with Cassidy and Tulip, and they find the camera that fell last week, and so I want to know what your guys' thoughts of what possibly can be all over those couches and stuff from all of the stuff that we've heard that they've been doing in that living room.
I don't. But
Don't
apparently,
go
it's
in
not
there
just.
with a black light.
It's not just guys apparently, but all I gotta say is they are the worst finders of
Roommates?
anything. the loose board in the bathroom that nobody bothered to investigate after stepping on
finger.
it for weeks. The freaking
Finger
the
under
fact
Finger
that
in the stove.
the finger under the stove. The fact that camera was literally the only thing on the floor, and they've been walking by it, and it takes her. I don't even remember what she
It was
dropped.
it was a cigar that fell down and rolled over.
And rolled over to it, and it takes
No, it was
that.
lip balm.
It was the lip balm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the cherry flavored lip balm.
cherry lip balm.
And I'm like, that's what it takes to notice this.
it.
I mean, Christ.
Well, it just shows you what they were living in. So
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't exactly good natured stuff. But that was the thing that ran through my head when they were talking about, oh crap, I may have he's like, I may have masturbated here, and she's like, I did too.
And you're just like, oh.
all I was looking at was how disgusting those seats and couches were. So I was like, where was the clean space that they were doing?
That is not
I don't
exactly a clean apartment in the first place.
I don't know. Maybe they had a blanket down. I just like though that.
Not to mention, who knows what Dennis has been doing in that apartment for years.
Oh
so.
God.
God, yeah. But no, I like the line. Do you think we should tell Jesse about this? What, that we both masturbate in the living room? Like, no, the camera. Come on.
I was honestly
Cassidy.
a little bit disappointed at first when Tulip just kind of let it go. I mean, clearly she came back to it later, but at first it was like, oh, she's just just walking away from it. Okay, that's weird.
But she's fine. She's kind of given up on everything having to do with
I know it's disappointing, and it's not who the character's supposed to be.
No,
Right, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. So back to Jesse and Airstar. My question: is this a jab that the show that they're getting Jesse on to show that he's the Messiah is?
They brought up Kimmel so many times.
Is it a jab at Jimmy?
I wouldn't think so.
He's the lowest of the people to get on, or is it a jab at Colbert and O'Brien and all the others that?
I think maybe I'm not sure. I think it was just a joke, maybe. Jimmy Kimmel.
I mean, because they called him out like 5 times.
Yeah.
So maybe it seems more like a plug.
Yeah, maybe he's a fan of the show. He could be a fan of the show.
I could see that, but they've made jokes of everybody so much that's why I was wondering, are they literally just going after Kimmel? Like, hey, of all the shows, we started with Kimmel because that was the first one that would actually let us on, because clearly the Kardashians and the Jenners get better billing.
I know, right?
Oh God, that was a funny line.
This is ridiculous. They put Kylie Jenner on before you. I'm sorry. I may need to shave more to actually pull that impression off. But.
Now that was definitely a jab at the Kardashians.
So which show would you prefer to see the Messiah show up on? Jimmy Kimmel or one of the other ones?
Oh, Kimmel would be great.
No, Kimmel would have fun with it. Yeah, because he's weird like that.
You know who I would have liked before he went off the air would be Craig Ferguson.
Okay, I could see that. Beacon.
What was that?
Do you have a preferred late night show that you would rather see the Messiah show up on, or is Kimmel the choice?
No, I'm cool with Kimmel or Fallon. Either Jimmy. Would be fine with me. I think they would have a lot of fun.
From our writers' room chat, Jack Malice says Colbert.
Yes, definitely Colbert. Colbert would probably. I don't know. Colbert.
If it was the Colbert Nation, the Colbert Show, I would much rather have the Colbert Show version of Stephen Colbert, because he would have a lot of satire with it.
Yes.
Yeah, I would enjoy that very much. Not that I don't like regular
from
Stephen Colbert, but yeah.
From the chat channel, Robert just says Humperdinck.
No, we're trying to get away from Humperdinck and Humperdew so that he doesn't show up on the late night shows. So this is his
Once they realize you are the most qualified alternative, and the only other alternative is someone who thinks he can eat his own hemorrhoids.
Yeah, there you go.
God.
Oh God, I love Harrison.
I know, right? That actor is amazing.
And I'm going to give you
Kip
one
Torrance.
more.
Kip Torrance.
I'm going to give you guys one more in terms of late night talk shows, getting the Messiah that has the power of the word. He comes on Jimmy Kimmel. What does he say to do on the show? If somebody was saying speculation, that I just want your guys' opinion of what he would tell somebody to do on Jimmy Kimmel.
Something ridiculous, clearly.
Hopefully it's not what he told Air Star to do with the tape. Come on.
It would probably be an F yourself and
hopefully it's not what he told Eugene to do either, because that's really awkward on camera.
It would be an F yourself moment, and then Kimmel gets pulled off air.
I think that would be hilarious. I think knowing that he was on TV, he would have to do something dumb and like, stand on one leg, hop around. Or, well, I guess it's not. Wrong voice. Stand on one leg, hop around, punch that guy in the face.
I would hope.
Jack says if he was in Kimmel, he would be in a lip sync battle.
Hopefully not against Tom Holland, because that kid killed it.
Yeah,
and Jay Lee says that Conan O'Brien would be the better late night host for him to appear on.
Team Coco.
Is he going to play a video game that he's never played before?
Probably. Play the game good. But I would hope that if this did come to fruition where he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel and they did have the Kardashians, that he would just command the Kardashians and the Jenners to just wipe each other out.
Kylie Jenner, stop being so stupid.
Fight to the death.
I would actually hope that they had
there could be only one.
and that they would have come on if they could laugh at themselves. Come on and actually do that, like pretend to wipe, that would have been pretty awesome.
Exactly. So before we get to the very last ending stuff, let's jump back to Purgatory, escaping hell. We get back to Arseface and Hitler finally getting out of hell, and they're now into limbo purgatory area where they got to cross the river Styx to get back.
I had originally thought, they just escaped into some field somewhere. That's weird.
Well, did anybody else get the vibe that I got where I was seeing him run through the field and I kept just picturing, "Oh brother, where art thou?"
Yes. Nope.
I am a man.
Hitler starts singing that.
I was waiting for the cow on the roof. That is what I was waiting for.
But then they get to Charon, or as the superintendent called it, Sharon. And holy crap, just normal voice, dude.
The voice, yeah.
Just because I kept on waiting for you shall not pass.
Yeah.
Well, he got to that voice when he was like, "This is the rules," and whatever. Yeah.
When he was going back against the superintendent, but just talking to him, it was like Norm Macdonald as Death on Family Guy. Like, oh man, you want to cross that? Oh yeah, it's cool.
He's like, oh man, they must have really roughed you up down there. No, please.
Oh.
brings new thoughts to the term pre-existing condition. Oh man,
absolutely.
I want to get your guys's, because clearly we know what it got used for, but theories. What was the horn actually for?
I mean, summoning the boat, I guess, is too easy.
I think he means the horn that was sitting behind behind Charon. He's like, I don't even know what that thing's for.
Crap. I don't. Army at the end did.
I think I know what it. Well, it's either for bringing down the wall,
right? Bringing down the wall,
or things that we're not allowed to say on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to find out what the voice of death. Do you guys have an idea of who the voice of death was, or
No clue.
No, I have no
it's gotta be
idea.
somebody because it's not in IMDb, so it's got to be like a.
It didn't sound like anybody I've ever heard of before, and I'm pretty good at that game.
Yeah.
So it'll come out. It'll come out somewhere. So if you guys watch the episode, let us know in the chat below, in the comments below, if you know who was the voice of death or the in charge of the River Styx or whatever it was.
Charon or Sharon.
Yeah. So please let us know. We would like to know that. But yeah, so he gets away to go across the river because Death gets killed. So which is gonna. We're assuming that was Death. Who could it be? Because then, if Death got killed, then what happened at the end of the episode wouldn't have happened.
It's not Death. It's the guardian of the River Styx, Charon.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole Samwise Gamgee and Frodo Baggins moment of
Come on.
reaching to the boat.
Come with me. Come with me.
God, he got played, obviously, which
And
we
the
all knew
look-
was coming, but
The look that Hitler gives him is just so sick.
Like, I thought I was gonna start vomiting up rainbows, dude. I was like, what is this?
I would love to see that.
God. And I'm like, and my brain is going, but this is Hitler, and you know he's playing it. I'm like, I don't care. He's still gonna make me vomit up rainbows right now.
Eugene
My
is such a
lord.
naive little dip.
And welcome Scatterbrains
is.
to the podcast. Scatterbrains podcast. Back to the podcast.
Scatterbrains.
He says it's probably either Sam Catlin or Evan Goldberg,
That makes sense.
or maybe Seth Rogen doing a voice. But Seth Rogen even doing a voice would
No.
that was way off.
That would be
Shrooms are turning on me, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I could see Sam that because I'm telling you, there's something I would have loved if it was Seth's right hand man on screen, Mr. Franco. That would have been hilarious. But-
That would be amazing.
So, and Scatterbrains also says his show of choice for Jesse to show up on would be the Chris Gethard show.
Yes.
I believe it's Gethard, but okay.
I think it hurts.
Well,
But he says it's live, so he can do whatever he wanted to do.
Fair enough.
So,
I love the fact after they get back to the real world, after Hitler pulls a Hitler, he sprints. He pulls an Irish goodbye. You turn around, look that way, you turn back, he's gone. And then
Gets hit by a car.
he gets hit by a car, which I was like, yes, he's immediately going to die, like I called.
right,
No.
like we called, yeah.
Yeah, but no, he didn't die.
But
No.
nope, he gets up, runs over the guy with the cane.
Yeah, takes time to knock over a dude with crutches, and then disappears into an alleyway. And you see the look on Eugene's face, and he goes, "Oh shit!" You're like, "Come on, dude, it's Hitler."
What'd you think was going to happen?
well, that's what. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go, Mess. Go. I know what you're going to say.
So here's the first thing: is I wrote down on here, stop making Hitler likable.
Yes. And they finally did. They finally came.
The thing about it is, even before they get up onto Earth, the whole flashbacks again of Lord of the Rings now with Frodo and Sam.
The boat in the mist.
Yeah. Like that's what I was getting out of that. And then we finally get Hitler just being an absolute douche and taken off. And I'm hoping what we get now, we see him get hit by a car and get up a limp and walk away. I'm hoping we see Hitler in every single episode next season and something's happening to him where he's not dying, but getting
in agony. Yes.
I think that will be a running gag that'll happen next season. I think it'll be hilarious.
God, I hope
if they do that. What were you going to say, Beacon? I don't want to.
No, I'm with you. What I was going to say is I'm surprised he didn't take the crutch from the guy. That was my immediate thought, was he was going to take the crutch. But anyway.
Scatterbrain says, yeah, crazy, right? Turns out Hitler is an asshole. Weird.
I was like, I was thinking like he wasn't that much of a jerk because he left the dude his cane. Like that, I was like, maybe he's getting better. I don't know.
Well, he's
the
like-
line right before he got on the boat. He's like, I finally did something good.
Oh my god.
Never mind.
That's when the rainbows almost came up.
That look,
But you got to give it to Noah Taylor. He has done such a great job
Yes.
this season playing that role. So no,
Yeah.
it sucks that that's the role he's playing because it is Hitler, but he has done a fantastic job.
How do you think they pitched that role to him? Okay, so you're going to be playing Hitler, but wait, no, hold on.
But he's a good guy at first.
But he's a good guy, except until he's not.
And Scatterbrains does bring up the point. Yeah, Evan Goldberg. Goldberg and Evan. They the showrunners are two Jews. They're not going to make Hitler likable.
No, dude.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah, but they're Canadian though, so that kind of.
But that's the joke. That's
so
the
it's
joke
light. It's light. Yeah.
That was the joke that Rogan made at Comic-Con when he was asked if he would be on the show, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to take over Jesse's role, and we're going to change it from preacher to
Rabbi."
But he's like, "Yeah, we haven't told Dominic yet." So we get to the final scene, which is Tulip finally finding out that, well, she found out before, but she didn't go with her instinct, that Julie, which is Featherstone, is Featherstone.
Jenny.
They start with a J. They both start with a J.
Well, Julie's the actress.
Yeah.
That's the actor.
Yeah, which is a fantastic actress.
So good. Great Twitter follow.
Great. Yes. So all these people, Malcolm Barrett, Jenna, and Emery.
Julie and Emery.
And
God, you guys got me all mixed up.
In our site,
even the guy that plays Eugene was getting in on it today, earlier on Twitter.
In our side writers room chat room, Jack Malice says, "Hey Jenny."
Yes, responding to how bad I am right now. But yeah, all of these cast members have been fantastic. Follow all of them on Twitter. Joseph Gilgun has a Twitter, but it's not verified. So, but everybody from Preacher follows him, and it's a pretty funny Twitter.
I would
So
love
Dominic and Seth, could you get him the blue check, please? So
Yes.
that we can follow with confidence.
But I looked at it. He only
Gilgun is one of my favorites.
because he only follows 6 people. That's what shows that it's usually a true Twitter. He follows 6. 24K follow him, but the 24K are Preacher, David Blass, or Dave Blass. You know,
Yeah,
it's
probably him.
real people following him. So I think
sounds
it's him,
right to me.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
but it's just not verified, and that's why I didn't put it on the tweet when I was thanking everybody for this season. But yeah, so they find out who each other really are. Hoover comes out and talks about needing moisturizer. We're assuming because of ashiness. Could be that he wanted to be in the shower even longer. We don't know.
Who knows?
It's an old apartment. They could have ran out of hot water. I mean,
How would moisturizer make up for that?
Yeah, exactly. But Tulip pulls a screwdriver to throw, and as we've seen in Indiana Jones, something that is bladed and sharp is not going to beat out a gun. So
literally brought a screwdriver to a gunfight.
I know.
And so
I know.
Tulip gets shot. We find out when Jesse gives up on the Messiah thing, leaves Airstar, finds out he lost his soul, that Airstar has the piece
Just
of the
1%.
soul. 1%, but this is what's affecting Genesis.
Yeah.
Races
That
back,
we think.
finds
That
out
we think.
races back, finds out that Tulip's gotten shot. They're trying to save her life, and all hell breaks loose between Jesse and Cassidy. So Cassidy tries to turn her. Jesse says never touch her. They get into a big old fight.
Yep.
Super Hoovian, you have not read the comics. This is where I went because I'm a big comic
This is
fan.
where you raged.
This is why I'm trying to take my feet out of being the comic book show fan and get into the haven't read the comics before.
So you just want someone.
What were your
did I think?
thoughts as a non-comic book?
I knew where Jesse was going with letting her die because I knew he was going to find a way to resurrect her. But
how did you know when you didn't realize the chicken was resurrected?
because it's with all the
It's
stuff that
just a
they've been
thing,
doing with the
yeah.
souls and escaping hell, I had a feeling he knew someone that was going to be able to pull that off. Like I said, I did miss the chicken thing, which would have definitely tied it in. So the fact that I got there without even realizing that the chicken was resurrected, but I get to why Cassidy was so frustrated, he just wants to save her, and Jesse once again is not letting him in on the fact that like, no, this is okay, like we got this, and
Yeah.
wouldn't
Wait.
wouldn't,
The chicken was resurrected. I thought he was just getting the secret herbs and spices.
dude,
And by the way,
I
because
can resurrect some good chicken.
we kind of see that chicken again. That's an old ass chicken.
All I know is next time I'm making fried chicken, I'm gonna say I'm gonna resurrect me up some chicken.
And welcome the beard to the chat channel. Big Papa Matt joined in.
Beardy.
Papa, Big Papa, I came back. Why didn't you?
He was busy watching his team brutalize the Saints.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wait, his team is the Vikings too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
Scatterbrains brings up a good point when we get to it, but the final scene though, the white light coming out of the bathroom with jazz playing in the background. So God, when we see God, but
I want to say something real quick about this scene though, and that's this is having not. I mean, I've read some of the comics, definitely not all of them. I was okay with Jesse and Cassidy fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally fine with that part.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing with Tulip is just weird. And I was not convinced whatsoever because I'm like, you can't have Preacher without Tulip. So
No.
you don't like Jesse and Tulip are peas in a pod, Jenny, peas in a pod. Like you can't separate the two of them. So I don't know. I was just, as soon as it started to happen, I'm like, she ain't gonna die. Like you can't cliffhang me on that one. Like
yeah.
There's no way that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Like that's dumb.
So it wasn't dramatic.
Well, I mean, for a second it was when they pan past the car and you see Jesse in the driver's seat, Cassidy in the passenger seat, and you don't see anybody in the back seat. You're like, oh no, did they
leave
have
her?
And then the camera goes to a different angle and you see her dead in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys never chime in on our chats when we're doing these podcasts live, please do try to join in live because the chat room is now going crazy. Scatterbrains is doing "Why did the chicken cross the road?" So it is a fun place to be. It is an interactive chat, and his answer to it is because Marie Langell is a heartless, awful person. I had to leave a word out of there. And there's a lot of talk about Nick Cage and
there's always a lot of talk about Nick Cage.
Biggest comment right now, Big Papa Matt, Nick Cage would announce being the Messiah on Arsenio Hall because he'd get the whoop 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 or the whoop whoop.
That is too funny.
So definitely join us on these casts live. We do this so that we can actually interact with you guys and give you some place that you can talk about the stuff and geek out and nerd out about the subjects we're talking about.
Love talking to you guys.
Absolutely. So so we my whole problem with this is there is some fallout between Cassidy and Jesse way later.
Not now.
Not now. Tulip never.
I don't think that there's going to be fallout because of this yet.
Oh, there's fallout.
I know, but I think this is just one piece of it. You know what I mean?
Well, Cassidy straight up tells him, "I hate you."
Yeah.
He says, I've been meaning to tell you for a while.
Yeah.
If you hate me now, just wait.
Yeah, just wait. Well, I think Cassidy hates him for a lot of reasons, not just this.
I think he hates him because he's jealous of him. But
once again,
and Jesse knows that regardless of what's happened before, what he's about to do, bringing Tulip back to life like that, and that place, he's going to hate him even more. Yeah, because the repercussions are going to be epic.
Exactly. That's the big question: is what is going to be the require, because everything has a price.
Yeah, exactly. Everything has a price. So what's the price going to be this time? That's going to be rough.
Yeah, for a human life. But on the other side of it, if Cassidy hates Jesse and Cassidy loved Dennis, but
killed him
because he called him out, how bad is it going to be now that Cassidy's, when Cassidy starts
I don't know that he killed him just because he called him out. I think he killed him because he knew he needed to be killed.
I agree. It was.
I think it was Cassidy hating himself.
When he found the blood on the
Mhm.
shirts, he realized he'd been going rogue and getting out there eating people just willy nilly. I think that's when he realized he needed to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was Cassidy hating himself, and so rather than
That's part of it, definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah, but this was I tried to step out of the eyes of somebody that read the comic books, and when you're watching it from somebody who didn't read the comic books, it actually was a really, really good episode.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't satisfying in the conclusion, in my opinion. I was looking for a big ending. I was looking for something explosive, something with the Grail, something. I kind of figured that we would be spending most of the time with the Grail and doing the Messiah thing, and then we would go back in the last 10 to 20 seconds to see them going into Angelville. But instead, it turned out to be, okay, so we go to the Grail. No, I don't want to do the Grail. Let's go over here.
Yeah, and Scatterbrain brings up it's because Cass feels guilty, and there's still a bunch of Nick Cage talk going on. And Scatterbrain then says, yes, it's jealousy. And guys, if you guys are enjoying these chats, please make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't become a subscriber already, please hit the subscribe. Then you'll get your name up above us in the scrolling bar saying thank you. So, but yeah, it just went so far off the comics at that point with Tulip dead and needing to.
Yeah.
At this point now, I have no idea what's going to happen, what's going to go on. We know.
So, I was going to say, can they bring it back around, or?
Yeah. I mean, they could.
What's this just added drama for people that maybe haven't read the comics, or?
Don't know how they're going to bring the connection between the three of them back around. That's going to be the really hard one.
Interesting.
Because they were pretty close to the hip throughout the comics until Jesse essentially. Since this has now gone way off the storyline of the comics, I'm going to give out a comic spoiler on it. Jesse essentially gives his life to save Tulip and Cassidy, charging into this area that there's this fight going on and stuff like that. And he tells Cassidy to take care of her, and don't tell her that he loves her, and don't tell her what happened and stuff like that. Cassidy never ever tells Tulip. So when they finally come back together and they find out Jesse's been alive this whole time and stuff, that's what starts causing the rift. So the fact that we are doing this now before having that type of thing, I don't know how they're going to tie all three of these people back together. They're going to have to go through some major crap to get back into that. So,
well, do you think that the price could be that Jesse says he'll give his life for Tulip?
It wouldn't surprise me.
We could kind of do a little twist on the comic that way.
I think they're going to rope him back in.
He could say to
Angelville yet again.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
According to the comics, all his grandmother has ever wanted is him living in service of L'Angels.
Right.
So I think that the fact that he's been gone for so long, I think that the price is going to be him being her slave again. And I think that the next season is going to be primarily, as much as we wanted it on the road, I think it's going to be primarily in Longeville.
Maybe. Or Angelville, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see. It'll be a crazy season.
Yeah,
Because the Grail's not done. They're gonna be coming back.
And Scatterbrains did bring up the same thing. Do you think that L'Angel will do to Tulip what she did to the chicken? I said, and yeah, that's what I think we're all thinking is going to happen.
Oh, definitely.
I want to know if what TC does to chickens is going to come up.
Yeah, Scatterbrain said he wasn't trying to give comic spoilers, but now the story is completely different, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Oh, you already know.
So yeah, that's true.
I didn't give the details of how it happens and stuff.
No, think of the worst thing he could do to a chicken. That's what he does.
Nope.
We were talking about that. I was talking about comic book spoilers.
No. Super's not going there.
Confirmation from Scatterbrains as well. His opinion that season 3 is Angelville. So
it's got to be.
Yeah, I think we all think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be.
And a lot of Hitler getting absolutely destroyed and pummeled.
I'm just hoping for some Hoover and Featherstone.
Yes, please.
So we finish up with our scene of Godman, whatever, it's We see God.
Mandog?
Mandog. Yeah. Mandog. We see God. He's been boozing it up and drinking in a little.
Some prescription pills it looked like too.
And just shitting up a bathroom real good.
Oh yeah. That's he's letting it go in that bathroom. So that light that you see at the end is not the brightness of how amazing God looks. It's that smell and odor that's coming out when he dropped. That's atomic level right there. But yeah. That's how we end this season is confirmation for that. So now we got to wait until next year for some more stuff with that. I do want to thank everybody again. That has been awesome on Twitter. Julianne Emery, Malcolm Barrett, Dave Blass, anybody that's on there. They're phenomenal. Go follow them.
Scatterbrains, Big Papa, Matt, Jason Lee. All the folks that have followed us on Robert, absolutely. The people that have been following us on these chat conversations the whole time. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
We do appreciate this greatly. We will be back with other shows. It'll probably be a bit of a few weeks break before we get back. Just because all of the major shows don't start until October.
They're on hiatus, dude. We can't talk if there's no shows. Well, we could, but we won't be as entertaining.
We are looking at a supernatural podcast with Supervian and myself, and possibly a third or fourth.
Good luck getting me to be quiet then.
And it looks like they want us to do Evil Dead podcast, which I think is something that we'd love to do.
Walking Dead.
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Oh, Ash versus Evil Dead. That could be fun. That could be a lot.
Before we head out, I'm going to ask one last thing of you guys before you say
42
and everything. But I do want to bring up Scatterbrain's last question. Wouldn't you be doing the same thing if you saw your creation at where humanity is, where it is now? You're taking a royal. This is my comment talking about how God was.
Oh yeah, no. See, it seems like God in this series has sort of given up at this point. He just doesn't care anymore. There's a reason he disappeared. He doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe another reason will come up as the season goes on. So as you lean out with where to follow you, tell me your favorite scene of this season and your least favorite scene of the season. Icy Zorro, go ahead and go first.
My favorite scene, well, you can follow me at Icy Zorro on Twitter and Instagram. A lot of wine harvest pictures going on lately. Good. I got a couple of good videos up lately of very pretty girls doing punch downs on wine bins. My favorite scene, honestly, the opening scene of the season. That huge highway gunfight with the cars and the explosions and everybody dying. I was like, yes, we are getting into another season of Preacher. And then it went to New Orleans for like the rest of the time. So that was so my least favorite scene was the rest of it.
Nice.
Superuvian.
My favorite scene was anything that had Hoover in it. Because it was just awesome. Awesome dialogue and just awkward, my least favorite scene was probably Dennis and Cassidy going out with the strippers. I just found nothing entertaining about that. It seemed very pointless to me.
You don't like strippers?
I didn't like watching them with Dennis.
Fair. Fair.
She's age specific. She doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it just didn't add anything to me, to the scene, to the, I guess maybe Dennis going out of control, but we already knew that it wasn't necessary. So.
And where can we follow you?
Oh, sorry. That's right. I forgot. Follow me on Twitter at SuperHoovianNut. I've been actually tweeting on and off through this whole podcast with Malcolm Barrett back and forth. So it's good times over there on Monday nights. So hopefully it'll still be entertaining once Preacher goes off the air.
And Robert says to live a little. Super. Beacon. Favorite scene, least favorite scene, and where we can follow you.
First, you can follow me at Beacon_Malice Corp. You can follow our normal Friday podcast, which is at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Friday. You can follow that at MaliceCast. I don't really have a worst scene that I can think of. So I'm going to give you three of the best scenes. One is the entire first episode. That whole, like Icy Zora was saying, that whole chase scene at the beginning was amazing. The Mumbai Tower with what's the angel's name? No, I don't know what that was either. You know, I mean, the whole scene where he keeps killing himself to get the applause of the crowds. Loved that whole entire.
I love that whole sequence.
Yeah, that whole sequence. But my number one is the Airstar initiation. That is the height of
so
Preacher
great.
right now to me, is the Airstar initiation, that 5 minutes. I think that they nailed it as far as how, like, the theme from the comic and the feeling that you get from who Airstar is and where he's going, and amazing TV. That's what I got. I love this whole season though.
That was great.
Yeah.
What about you, Mast?
My favorite was, I mean, the two favorites were pretty much what you guys mentioned. The very first road scene was phenomenal. That was true to comic. I was like, holy crap, we're finally getting, I mean, we got the characters right in the first season. Now we're getting the story right in the second season. So I was super excited about that. Then seeing Airstar's initiation, once again, true to comic, loved it. I love this show still. There's just been things that have gotten me a little bit off on it because I was a true comic fan. So that's ties into my least favorite scene. It really was one episode in full, and that was the second Hell episode. It was a very long, dragging episode with them.
All the side characters and everything. Yeah, it was kind of stupid.
So it felt like now we're just trying to stretch out the season because we can get 13 episodes. So that was my issue. But if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Mest_Malice Corp, or on Instagram at Mest5150, where we get the thumbnails and stuff for this. If you don't want to try and find that and type that in, go to the links in the descriptions below. If you want to let us know about malice-corp.com, where we write all our articles, if you'd like to join in and write some things about being nerdish like us, the link to the email is there below as well. And if you haven't hit that like button, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more of our videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. There's multiple ways you can hit the subscribe. You can either click on the subscribe that's on one of these two corners. It's just a emblem that's been there the whole time.
If you have a passion and you're good at writing, even if you're not, we can edit.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we edit quite a bit. But thank you so much for joining us for this season. Thank you for being here for us while we talk Preacher. We will see you guys next season, or for any other shows that we're talking about. And
thank you, Scatterbrains, for the Fior shout out. Fior. How could I forget you, Fior?
Fiore.
Oh,
Yep.
Fior was so fantastic. And the chat's still
Rest
going.
in
I wish I
peace.
could do everything that you guys are doing. You guys are awesome. We just can't go too late because we need our producer to get some sleep.
Yes.
For those not watching live, click on the little emblem. It's going to pop up there. That'll let you subscribe. If you want to watch last week's Preacher Cast, go in and click on the video that pops there. If you want to see what videos are recommended to you from our channel, click on the video that pops up there. We will see you on Friday to talk about the great one, Mr. Bill Murray, and our second nerd icon, and 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you guys keep nerding on and keep preaching on Preacher.
Stay nerdy out there.
Thanks so much, guys.
Peace.
See ya.